Wow, what a great vacation. Hey, welcome to another Storytime animation. As the title suggests, I have in fact gotten sick on a cruise, and let me tell you, it was definitely up there on the worst physical experiences of my entire lifetime. Let's dive right in as I recount my not-so-adventurous tales of the sea. So one year in January, my family and I booked a cruise. We had gone on a ship similar to this one on the same cruise line before, so we knew we were going to be in for excitement. Eventually, the time came to leave for the vacation, and as soon as we got in the car to drive to the airport, my throat began to feel sore. I decided to rush back into the house and grab some cough drops and pack them all into the car, hoping that this would resolve the issue. It definitely did not resolve anything, as when I got to the hotel, I felt awful. I was in a terrible mood, so when I complained about the way I felt, my family brushed it off and assumed I was making some attempt to get out of the vacation. I felt no better the next day, but tried to keep my head up as I entered the ship. I did a few things with my family on the first day, but still felt incredibly sluggish and began coughing constantly. I opted to go back into the stateroom to rest a little bit as my symptoms got worse. In the stateroom, there was only a single bed occupied by my parents, a pull-out mattress under the couch, and the couch itself, which was hard as a rock. I ended up sleeping on the rock-solid couch. As the day progressed, I felt worse and worse as I lay in the stateroom. The feeling was absolutely awful, considering I was missing tons of first-day activities. On the ship, there was tons of stuff to do, and I felt awful that I was missing out on any of it. That night, however, was the exact night my family realized that I was not, in fact, exaggerating. During dinner, I was coughing loudly enough to receive nasty looks from people all around me, and I didn't feel like eating at all. When I went back to the stateroom to sleep, I loudly awoke my family with sickly sounds, and I could not get any sleep. I was in worse condition the next day and in a terrible mood. My parents were taking turns letting my little brother enjoy fun activities while one parent stayed in the stateroom as I laid there sick. At this point, I had accepted that most of my vacation was going to be spent in the stateroom, so I took advantage of the balcony connected to our room and sat there for hours watching the water. Obviously, not much happened to me during the cruise, but I needed help from a doctor, so I asked my parents to take me to an infirmary. Unlike me, they still had hope that I was going to get better, and thought that if I were to be seen by a doctor, they would quarantine me in the stateroom for the rest of the cruise. So we decided to wait, and spoiler alert, I got no better. The nights were hard, sleeping on a rock-solid bed thousands of miles from home on a moving ship in the middle of the ocean. Eventually, my spirit broke completely and I began to go crazy. My family wasn't previously up to buying the internet on the cruise ship because they wanted us to spend time doing activities, but considering I had been deprived of my opportunity to do anything, they paid for the internet so I could watch a show. So I spent an incredibly long time watching Clarence. Around the fourth day of the cruise, I was feeling terrible and had run out of packed medicine, so we finally agreed that I should be seen. I walked down to the medical bay on deck 2 and waited hours to be seen. Eventually, I was tested, and the doctor told me I had the flu and decided to quarantine me. Luckily, I was only quarantined for 2 days, but the fact that I wasn't even allowed to leave the room made me go even crazier. But on the bright side, at least I had medicine. I waited 2 more days, pacing around the room that was almost as small as a bathroom, and getting calls from staff frequently who were trying to make sure that I hadn't left the room. Eventually, I was released from quarantine, but I still felt pretty bad, so I decided to wait 1 more day. The last day of the cruise had finally come, and after missing out on going to Aruba and Curacao, I got to have some fun in Haiti. I felt better and tried to do everything the ship had to offer in 1 day, and I mean everything. I didn't get it done all in 1 day, but luckily this story has a happy ending. Our family found another cruise that left out of New Jersey, meaning we didn't have to pay for airfare, meaning we could go on the same ship and have a makeup cruise. That cruise was pretty fun, but I'll save it for a different story. Thank you for listening to my chaotic shenanigans, and I'll see you in the next one.